It was crazy. It was raining cats and dogs earlier. We woke up at 7:30, got ready, went and got breakfast at the hotel next door. It was fantastic. It's the same place where the onsen was, so we were able to do both the onsen and the breakfast there. And then I just got a huge assortment for breakfast. I'm waiting for Lynn right now. I'm at the train station. We missed our first train, so this is our second one. But right afterwards, being that it was raining, we went over to the boat station to see if we could rent a bike. It was like sprinkling at that time. It's almost stopped raining. We wanted to try to rent a bike to ride halfway across, or I guess across the sandbar, and then take the boat back, which they have a special, I think it was 1,200 yen per person deal that you could do. And if we were able to do that, we would have been able to see the entire sandbar and then come back via boat. But because it was raining, according to them, they didn't want to do it, which is fine. So we just bought a return trip for the boat, and we took the boat across, went and Lynn fed the seagulls again, and then we went back to over to the sandbar and walked down a bit of it before turning around and getting back onto the boat. The sandbar is actually quite gorgeous, and I do wish that we were able to ride our bikes across it, but it is what it is. So anyhow, we went back to the boat, took the boat back across, and once we got back to this side, we visited the temple that's right next to the boat pier or port, and that's like their major temple here in the area. Was able to light an incense from Mom, and went and Lynn got a fan omikuji. We actually haven't opened it yet, so we don't know what her luck is, but we did do that. And then it was actually not raining enough for us to be able to go up to the second top viewing of the Amanohashidate sandbar. And so we went up to the chairlifts, and the chairlifts were working this time. Took the chairlifts up all the way to the top, and then walked around a little bit. There was this cool bicycle thing, like a sky bike. I don't know how to describe it other than it's like a little go-kart thing that you pedal along a rail up that's lifted in the sky. And that was a ton of fun. Lynn had a blast. I don't know if she did it before. I thought we did, but I mean, I've done it plenty of times here in Japan. So we went, did that, and then walked along this sky railing, which that kind of threw us out of time. So we were kind of right on time after doing the bicycle. We should have come back down. The chairlift's about 6 minutes long, and after doing the walk, we were at like 11:35, and so taking the chairlift down, it was like 41, and then trying to get over here. Our train was at 11:55, and we straight just missed it. There was just no way. And so, looks like Lynn's calling me. Hey, what's up? So our train was at 11:55, and we ended up getting to the train station at about 11:55. The only problem was we left our luggage at the hotel, so I had to go to the hotel to grab it, and by the time I got back, it was gone. And so that's the advantage of having a JR pass. We were able to just book the next train, which is here in about 5 minutes. So I'll get packing up and going here in a second. The train's just right on the other side of the camera. But we then went to go get lunch at this ramen joint. I want to call it the Amanohashidate ramen. Really don't know what to call it other than that, because they had a huge sign that said "Welcome to Amanohashidate" on the side of the building. Where Lynn got some Chinese noodles is what it was called, and I got the area ramen, the house special ramen. Both were really delicious. I also got a chashudon, so one of those bowls. That was actually delicious. And I got the iced coffee. Now, I will say that Lynn's Chinese dish was better than my ramen, in my opinion. But overall, they were both really good. After that, we just wandered over here to the station to wait for the train. And now the train is about to take off. So I'm going to call it here. And yeah, we'll check back in a second. And welcome back. Obviously, I am not in Japan. I am in my house. And what's funny is next I'm going to be in Thailand at my cousin's house. But the thing is that I just forgot a few things that we did between getting back from Amanohashidate and arriving into Osaka, or the Namba part. So we left our luggage, and I'm going to mention this later in the other part of the video, at the hotel. So we only brought our backpacks. So we were actually traveling quite light. And the thing is that once we actually got back into Osaka, into Shin-Osaka station, we found out that there was a bakery that Sophia Nygaard went to, where she had like these pillow cakes that are kind of famous in Japan. I don't know if they're internet famous just yet, but they are quite popular, I would say. And so we got back too late for what I actually wanted to be able to do, but with enough time to actually be able to do something else. So we ended up holding up, first off, at the train station. We came off the bullet train, or the train from Kyoto, and went up and found a coffee shop that had a special Expo 2025 drink with miyaku in it. Had a ton of like cherries and fruit in it, and so we gave that a quick shot and just took a second to collect ourselves before figuring out where this bakery that Sophia Nygaard went to. And then we just found out it was kind of right outside the station, so we walked outside the station. I don't actually have any photos or video of it, which is probably why I forgot to mention it in the next part of this video, but we did walk over, and the reason why I don't have any video or anything of it was because we walked into the place, got in line, which we were the last ones in line, and by the time we got up to the counter, the bakery was completely sold out of everything. The guy in front of us literally just bought everything that they had left. And Lynn and I were just like, wow, what are the chances, what are the odds that someone's going to come here, and right before, all we wanted were like one or two cakes just to try to see what it was like. And the guy seriously just ordered everything that was there. They were, to put it best, they were kind of at the end of their day, so they were kind of out of most things anyways. And so the guy going up, he just said, I'll take whatever you have that's left. And he bought all of it. And it was just like, all right, well, I mean, that sucks. We did talk to them, see if they had anything else or any other place that we could go to, because they do have a couple of other places, or like, it's not a chain, but they do have more than one bakery, so owned by that same person. And they kind of just let us know that by the time we got to the other place, they'd be closed, so it doesn't really matter. So unfortunately, we weren't able to try this new fluffy like pillow cake, unfortunately, again. But yeah, I did want to mention that we did do that. The station also had a couple of like miyaku things, or Expo 2025 things going, and then for some strange reason there was actually a ton of dinosaur stuff all over the place. Yeah, I just wanted to add that quick tidbit, because we did have like a period of time, a gap of time, that would be missing if I didn't add that. And so we did do that, and then I'll go ahead and just get to the next portion of the talking head while I'm in Thailand describing the rest of the stuff that we did. But again, just wanted to add that in. So back in a sec. Hello and welcome back. Surprise, surprise, I forgot to film an ending to this day. And so, more like I didn't forget, I was just so tired I wasn't going to do it. And I'll wholeheartedly own up to that. The thing was, after we got back to Osaka with a very uneventful train ride, all we did was pretty much sleep, as we woke up super early in the morning to try to get stuff done. We got to our hotel, and I guess this is kind of a tricky thing that we did. We actually stored our luggage at the previous hotel we were staying in Osaka. Since we're only going to Kyoto for one night, when we were checking out, we're just like, hey, can we leave this here for a night? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. Come pick it up tomorrow. And so we did. Obviously, we were a lot later than we thought we were going to be, but it is what it is. We got over to the hotel and picked up our luggage. We actually took a short break. I had a cup of coffee, and then we left to go check into the next hotel. It's the Enka Namba Hotel. So we're staying in Namba this time. Previously, we were staying in Honmachi, and now I decided that I wanted to get us a little bit closer to the airport so that our ride to the airport won't be that difficult when we have to leave on Monday. This was kind of that good fix because we're still going to Hiroshima tomorrow, which means we still have to go all the way back up north to the Shin-Osaka station, which is about a half an hour away via train. So there is that trade-off. Anyhow, we got to our hotel, which I thought was going to be a nicer hotel. I was kind of wrong. Kind of wished I had just rebooked us at the Honmachi station or hotel or whatever that was, but it is what it is. This Enka Namba hotel actually is one of those hotels that have like no one running it really. There's like a camera set up and then a computer next to it so that you could go and check yourself in and check yourself out, which there'll be more to that portion of the story, but I'll do that in the second portion of the video, or when we're actually checking out. The thing is that we were able to easily check in, get our 2 keys, go up to the room, drop all of our stuff. Then the main goal was to go get something to eat. It was pushing like 7 o'clock-ish at this time, and I was just like, okay, Lynn, we gotta go and get stuff done. Let's go get food. I don't want any of the restaurants to close on us. My worry was that we're gonna run into the Kobe or various parts of Shikoku or various parts of Sendai issue where restaurants close at like 7 o'clock or like 5 o'clock in the Kobe is what I remember. So what we did was we immediately dropped our stuff, went back downstairs, started walking over into the main part of Namba. Now, unfortunately, because we missed our train, my main goal of what we're trying to do by getting back early was over. It was to go see the Namba Shrine. I'm trying to remember Yasaka Shrine, I believe it is, the Namba Yasaka Shrine. And unfortunately, that closes at 5. It was already 7. There was no way we're going to see this. So my next goal was I wanted to see if I could sell a book at Book Off. Unknowingly, only Japanese people or people who have a residence card for Japan can actually sell books back to Book Off. That being said, I didn't know it. I grabbed the book that I wanted to sell back, a Japanese one that I bought quite a while ago, and made my way towards the nearest Book Off. Along the way, we ran into an Italian restaurant, which Lynn said she was super interested in trying. There was also a Yabisu beer restaurant that was right across. Like, if you think of a hallway, the doors were facing each other, and that's what the situation was. Lynn looked at both. She was thinking she was feeling grilled meats, and she's been saying this for a while now, but after looking at the pizza options, there was like a steak pizza that Lynn was like, let's try that. And so we hopped on into the Italian restaurant, got the like most popular margarita pizza, which was delicious. We got their roast beef pizza, which is their number 2 most popular dish, if I remember. It's either that or I have it flipped. The steak one is the most popular and the margarita is number 2. And then we got what I thought was going to be a seafood pasta. I misread it. It was actually a innards pasta, and it came out and it smelled a little funky, but the crazy thing is that it tasted amazing. And Lynn was like totally blown away. It's the first time I've actually seen Lynn actually enjoy offal. And so it was really amazing. It was a rigatoni pasta and it was delicious. Like, they stewed everything, so all the meat was very, very tender and very, very nice. With the 2 pizzas and the pasta down, we were good. I also got a cassis orange, which is kind of a liqueur mixed with orange juice. That was delicious. And that pretty much covered our dinner. Next, we walked into Namba, the main part of Namba, or Dotonbori rather. And we walked all the way around to the book off, where I then went upstairs to go try to sell my book back. And unfortunately, it wasn't until a little whiles after you hand them the book. They're like, okay, go ahead and shop around. We'll buy the book back, and we'll have to figure out the value of it. And so I went around shopping, looking for stuff. Lynn was looking for amiibo cards, but unfortunately we weren't really able to find any. And by the time that was done, the guy called us back over, and he's like, okay, the book's worth 400 yen. I'm like, sweet, that's fine, I don't really care. And I tried to go ahead and buy the book, or sell the book rather. And he's like, okay, I just need to see one of these 6 forms of ID. They had all sorts of different things on there, one being a passport. I thought, okay, here's my American passport. And he tried entering the information, and unfortunately the Japanese passport number is different enough to the American one where it immediately just rejects my American passport. And he tried it 3 times, it rejected 3 times. He tried saying some stuff, and then I'm like, okay, let me call a friend. Called one of my buddies and asked her if she could speak with the guy and see if she could use her ID or something over the phone or FaceTime. And unfortunately, that wasn't allowed. They are stickler for the rules here, but not knowing the rules, maybe we could figure something out. That wasn't allowed. My friend's like, oh, if you just ship it to me, I could sell it for you and send you the money. I was like, it's not really worth it because it's only 400 yen's worth of book. To ship it to you, I'm pretty sure it's gonna cost me more than 400 yen already, so what's the point? I then asked if I could just donate the book at 400 yen. It doesn't really matter to me, but they weren't willing to just take the book. There's no book drop off. And so I ended up just having to travel with it and bring it with me back to America. And so that was kind of a bummer, but whatever. We still had the goal. I wanted to buy a concert that just came out, a concert DVD, I should say, that just came out, or Blu-ray. One of the Nogizaka 46 members graduated, Yoda Yuki, and I wanted her graduation concert because it looked pretty unique. It looked funny. We walked down to Tsutaya, which is a bookstore, or a book and music store, I should say. And then we walked in, went around, couldn't find it, tried to speak to a few people, and they ended up, they were sold out. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. It is in the middle of Osaka and Dotonbori, needless to say, so maybe it was just a harder place to get. So we ended up just kind of coming back home right after that. And here's one of the blessings in disguise, I guess you could say, is that we learned that it is about a 15-minute walk from the Namba station to the hotel. It was long enough to where we got kind of lost a little, and I asked an employee at a store if we were going the right way, and he was like, what's your hotel? And I showed him. He looked at my phone, and my phone was acting funky, so he went onto his own phone and was straight up like, whoa, that's far. It was just the immediate toy. And I'm like, yeah, it's a bit of a walk, but I'm good for it. We ended up walking all the way back. We were going the right direction. Luckily, I kind of memorized it after this time, which is going to make it easier for us to go to Hiroshima tomorrow, as well as come back so that we could go to the airport following that. But after that, going back to the hotel room, I guess this is probably the best time to go ahead and do the room tour, because I do believe I actually did get that done, although I didn't film the B-roll after that, or the A-roll after that, to kind of show where we're at. But yeah, let's do the room tour real quick. All right, so this is the elevator up. We are on level 10. We are in room 1002. You come on inside. It is a tiny room, and immediately to the right is the bathroom shower area. So it all is in one. It is a fancy toilet. And then we have the main bedroom with the 2 beds. The air conditioner is up there. And then this is our kind of desk area, I guess you could call it. We have the TV. We have the table, a cute safe, and a cute refrigerator. And then the view, actually not too bad, of the city. So, yeah, it's alright. But yeah, that's pretty much the room. Pretty simple and easy. Go ahead and get back to the talking head. So, as you can see, the room is fairly small. We are on the 10th floor. It's one of those weird ones where it's more like an apartment that was turned into a hotel rather than a hotel that's a hotel, or even a hostel. The elevator is actually an outdoor elevator, and that means that, you know, you're walking outside to... What was weird is you have to go in through the front door of the hotel where the check-in area is, and then you have to actually badge in with your key card into the inner sanctum area, which is actually outside but gated off. There's an emergency exit there that'll take you to the street, but you have to come in through the hotel to get to that portion. And then you go to the elevator, which is outside, and you go up to your floor. The door opens again, you're outside, and then you walk over the room, and we're 10th floor, second room. And so yeah, the bed was actually not as comfy as the Honmachi hotel, but definitely more comfortable than the Amanohashidate hotel that we stayed at. So it's crazy to think that we started in Kyoto and at the Japan seaside of Kyoto and ended in the Osaka, like Setouchi, I think it is, Setouchi Inland Sea side. So we literally stretched the entirety of the Japan from border to border, from coast to coast during this day. And so super tired. Probably why I didn't do any like B-roll or A-roll. I keep saying B-roll. Any talking head shot while we were there. And so I wanted to just make sure that we got that done before I forget. Anyhow, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.